What's up, everyone? Score First Sports. So, what are the Eagles gonna do in 2018 if Wentz cannot play? I'm an Eagles fan, also, by the way. And here's the reality of the situation. That ACL tear is something very hard to overcome. You see people that are freaks of nature like Adrian Peterson come back and run for 2,000 yards and stuff, but Adrian Peterson, before that injury, he had very powerful legs. Okay, this dude, everything surrounding his ACL was like made of steel. Okay, everything around that thing uh, um, was so strong that rehabbing for him probably wasn't that easy. I really doubt that Carson Wentz, just like many other quarterbacks who have been hurt similarly, have legs that are as powerful as Adrian Peterson to make the rehab process a little easier. And also, too, Adrian Peterson was just a runner. He didn't have to get used to, throwing the football on the run again and throwing the ball, period. So, it's like Teddy Bridgewater got hurt for a while. Deshaun Watson might be out for a while. I mean, let's put it this way. Let's say Wentz is 100% ready in 9 months, okay? That's August, and I'm talking about 100% ready. Like, his legs are healed. Like, he can do full practices with contact and stuff. Okay, so he can start doing full on practices with contact in August. Like, but is that really what? Do we want to throw him into the NFL like a few weeks later? No, dude, because you can't. That's like saying, okay, like we saw how Jay Cutler basically went from being on vacation and doing nothing but sleeping and eating ice cream all day and stuff like that, to playing, and he's played at a decent level, and it's possible to come back after a few months not doing anything and stuff. Especially when he didn't have a surgery. We've seen people like Peyton Manning come back after his neck surgery, but the neck's a little bit different. Okay, like it's not like people are gonna be karate chopping his neck, during the games. Like he's not really worried as much about like his neck getting hit as he would be getting his legs getting hit, for example. Your legs are going to be way more of a target, especially with all the emphasis on like hitting low now, and everybody's just getting hit low because they're trying to avoid helmet to helmet contact. So with Wentz, you've got a guy that if he's 100% ready to like be mobile next August, then think about how long it's going to take for him to get used to the first team reps again and throwing at 100% again. I mean, that's going to take some time. Like, can he be ready for next season? Like, am I saying it's impossible? Like, no, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying like there is the possibility that he can be ready and going. Okay. Like, I'm not gonna doubt Wentz and say like, yo, like this guy just can't do it, because I believe in Wentz. I believe he can do it. If it's possible, he will do it. If it's not possible, then then it is what it is, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. Is like, if it's not possible, what are the Eagles gonna do? Are they gonna keep Foles for next year at starter? Are they gonna maybe make a trade for Eli Manning? Okay, like how are they gonna try to fix next season, because it's a Super Bowl ready team. Clearly, there's a really good mix of veterans and youngins. Okay, you got all these 20-something-year-olds, 30-year-olds all meshed together. It's a great bunch. We're like Super Bowl favorites for this season right now. Okay, making this video December 12th, 2017, just so you guys know. So what are they going to do? What could be options? So like, could they go after Eli, like maybe a slight trade, have him play for a year? Could they? Because think about like situations this year with Teddy Bridgewater and Andrew Luck. Okay, look at them two not playing. So like, this is not like the most unrealistic thing for those of you thinking, like there's no way he'd be out. Like it's probable and likely that we will not see Wentz start an NFL football game until 2019 because of this. All right, because like, what would be the point of putting him in the middle of next season or towards the end of next season If the team is, no, regardless of what the record is, because if we're bad, why would we put him on a bad team? If we're good, why would we put him? Why would we take away what's working from the other QB? You know what I mean? So realistically, like we could not see him until 2019. So how are we gonna fix 2018? Now, if Foles like won the Super Bowl or did well in the playoffs, like at least got us to the NFC Championship this year, I could see us like letting him play next year. But what if he does horrible? Then it's like what would they do? Would they dare sign somebody like Colin Kaepernick? Would they try to get Eli Manning? Would they sign like Kirk Cousins to a 1-year contract? That'd be really interesting. There's a lot of different things that can go on there. Would the Eagles like really just kind of play it out and just say, you know what, whatever happens next year, because we know roughly the same exact roster will be there 2019, and then we'll make our run with Wentz. So almost like a tank year in a way, and then hey, if we suck, at least we get a better draft pick kind of year. I wouldn't like that. I always like teams like balling out as hard as they can at all times. Never back down, never quit mentality. But it's just really interesting to see like what they would do. I really wonder like what other fans of football and the Eagles think they should do, and if maybe they should sign somebody soon, especially if Foles was to get hurt. I understand right now the move is like just keep Foles. And then our backup, I forget his name. He was a 6th-round draft pick. Washington actually had him. We promoted him up from the practice squad because the Colts wanted to sign him. But it's like, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna give somebody a chance that's never played a game before, because we know the Eagles fans, the Eagles nation, everybody that bleeds green to say, they hate losing, and they're very, very, very critical of decisions made, with the team. So with the emotions that are already running wild and how emotional the Eagles fans are, it's always a delicate situation in Philly with like what they're going to do. Eagles fans aren't afraid to say like, hey, cutthroat, real quick. So I think, you got to do the best thing possible. Like maybe if Foles doesn't work out, bring in somebody that can compete with Foles, or we know, okay, they're better than Foles and can realistically give us a title next year. Because the Eagles are not going to go from, hey, title contender this year to next year, screw it. Like, let's just take a year off basically and wait for Wentz. Nah, like that's way too much of a tease, man. And like we've been through teases before, but that would just be disrespectful. I feel to all the fans around the nation that are Eagles fans to make them watch a pointless season next year. Just because one player's hurt. Like I understand he's huge and like he's the franchise QB and everything, and everybody loves him, but it's like, man, it's a team sport at the end of the day, and you got to believe in the team as a whole. Okay. You got to believe that the team can back each other up. The team is going to make plays, defensively with the special teams. The receivers will step up. The running backs will step up. The line will step up. So I think there's no reason for them to basically give up next year. I would say even like, if you keep Foles, but I say just in case too, like make sure that there's somebody behind him that it can compete, that has NFL experience. All right, unless you really have so much confidence in somebody that hasn't played before. But all I gotta say is, because it's like, look at the Packers. They've had the guy Hundley for a couple of years now. Apparently McCarthy was very, very like, no, this is our guy. I put in too much work in him. Like, he's my investment, so I'm gonna show you what I've been investing in. And he hasn't played too bad. Like, honestly, could be way worse. Definitely, they're not on the level that they were with Aaron Rodgers. But it's like, do we really want that kind of year next year after being title contenders, man? And I understand with the Packers too, it was a little different because it was like, crap, it's like nearly mid-season now, and this happens. Well, for the Eagles, let's avoid a situation like that where it's like nearly mid-season, and then we have to say, dang, do we really have to rely on Foles again? Or let's say Foles gets hurt, or Foles whatever it is, mid-season, something happens to Foles, and we're like, dang, we need to fall back on somebody. Let's make sure it's somebody that we can fall back on, that it's like, all right, this is guaranteed gonna not be so bad. Like, it's okay to, we understand, okay, like, stuff happens, and, the team might not end up being a playoff team, but, dude, like, at least make sure, like, this quarterback, will win us some games, and we won't have a laughing stock of the league offense. I don't want to go from having a 30 points per game averaging team to having a 20, 15 points per game averaging team, and we don't manage the clock well, and our defense is getting torched again because they're always on the field, all right? Which also, Doug Peterson, please run more then in that case. Definitely run more in the near future too. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Should the Eagles get another quarterback next year? Right now, should we prepare for next year as if Wentz is not going to play? Okay. And I think we should, because then worst case scenario, whoever we bring in, we'll just cut him or something. I don't know. We do things like that all the time. The NFL does things like that all the time. You just, move players if you don't need them anymore. Like, it is what it is. It's part of the business, and the players know that, and that's why they get paid well too. It's like, if they're gonna make, let's say, like, if for their standards, if I make like $3-4 grand for being signed, to practice with them for a month, that's horrible. It's like, there's a lot of people in this nation barely making $2 grand a month. But anyways, if you liked anything I had to say, if you have anything to say, please please subscribe. Show me your comments. Let's talk about what the Eagles should do next year, all right? You guys have a good one.